Friends, this is a 25,000 kilometer review of my bike Hunter that you see here. So it has been 2 years and the bike is running for around 1,000 kilometers per month. Okay, so that's how brutally it is being used. Okay, and till date, mind you, till date there is no issue with the chain on the sprocket. The tires are still good for another 5,000 kilometers. Okay, and it still returns a mileage of like 35-36 in the city with all that heavy rash driving. Okay, every day it touches 80 to 100. Okay, in the city at some open stretches, of course in a safe manner. So why this is so popular? Okay, and there are some notions about this bike that people don't like, okay, that I am going to clarify today. So first of all, let's see the design. Okay, so when you see the design, it's parked on an incline, and that's why you need a main stand in any motorcycle. Okay, you see how uneven the place is. So ideally, you should park it on a main stand, but it's okay. I saw the elevation, I have parked it so many times, so that's okay. Now what has happened here is the design, right? It is being inspired from the Triumph Speed Triple motorcycles, where the rear, though it's a small motorcycle in height, but still the rear is very heighted. Okay, as compared to the front is a little bit down. Okay, now why this design helps? So in the city, right, if the front wheel is 17, rear wheel is 17, you will have an excellent maneuverability. That means the agility. The bike can go from here and there very easily in the traffic, and it is very manageable as compared to other Royal Enfield heavy motorcycles where the front end is even more heavy. It's a little bit upright. Okay, and there is more metal. So when you move the motorcycle, you will feel the additional weight, so it resists your movement, okay, in the traffic. So that is the reason, if you are running in a heavily crowded area, okay, so you need this motorcycle is very well manageable. And it's a myth that 6 feet person cannot ride it. Actually, I am almost 5'11". It's just that in the front it looks a little bit down because of the sportier stance. That's why people think that it's wrong. So in reality, yes, it's a smaller motorcycle. The wheelbase has been reduced to provide that extra agility, but that does not compromise on the performance. In fact, it increases the performance. The engine here is mapped differently than that of Meteor or a Classic or a Bullet. It has faster revs, so what you get is a lighter Bullet with a faster revving engine, so that makes it even more quicker. Okay, now the other plus point of this motorcycle is its weight. Why weight is a plus point? Because at 184 kgs, okay, dry, and when you put 10 to 12 liters of fuel, it will become around 190 to 193 kg. Okay, so that makes it a very stable motorcycle. The rear has been given a 140 section. 140 section is more than enough for the Indian city conditions. You don't need a 150. 150 will again increase the drag, as you see on a CB 350 RS. And front is also 110, which is pretty fat. So if you look at the bike, it looks shorter and stubbier build quality. So why this is very beneficial for city? Because it doesn't lack, it doesn't lose the composure. Okay, at speeds when you go, you want to maneuver fast, it will not lose its composure. Plus it will not have that bouncy effect due to the twin shock absorbers. Now people say that the twin shock absorbers are not comfortable. Yes, because it has been set at a very softest setting by the company. So what I did, I have just improved the springs performance by putting it on the 4th point. So because I ride with my son, who is around 66 kg, 65 kgs, and I am 85, so together we are like 150 kg, plus you have a 10 kg bag here, so that makes it around 150 160 kg. So the setting is apt for that. Even when I'm riding it alone, it is very good. So I highly recommend that if you have this motorcycle, you change the setting, make it more hard so that you get more comfortable. Now coming to the quality, okay, the only thing that I faced was that the rear disc was worn out, because I kept on riding it from 5,000 kilometers till 5,000 by putting my leg on the brake lever. So do not ever do that, because it gets activated, it will burn out. But still it was performing good. We had replaced the disc at 5,000 kilometers, and after that it is still running. It is in good condition because I now know how to use the brake. You do not put the feet on it and ride. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing, I have installed these tank pads, okay, because usually my pant sticks on the tank, so it's your choice, it's your personal choice. And also the seat, okay, even though the seat was perfect comfortable, I ride 80 kilometers every day and still I don't have any back pain, but still I put in some cushion material from the pillow of Wakefit, okay, so that it gives more suppleness to the seat, okay, and also it increases the height. Now what happens when you increase the height? Also increase the handlebar height by just rolling it a little bit up. So why this stance? This is a proper scrambler stance, okay. When you sit up, then the stock, your handlebar is up on the stock, it becomes a very easy, the stance becomes just like a scrambler 400, okay. So that's how I learned after riding that bike. So what you do is you ride all types of bikes, whatever you feel that will enhance your riding comfort, you implement in your bike. And this is that motorcycle in which you can have lot of customizations. You can see I can hang in my small bag here, I can have a bed, a backrest of any company. There is a good crash guard. You see there are marks on that, because it fell one time. This handle got twisted a little bit, so I have to replace this handlebar. It's a little bit twisted, okay, which you will not notice, but actually it is there, the twistness is there. So that is one thing. Plus the other thing is you can install anything aftermarket, okay. Now here what I have done is, in order to have the new bullets, they have this strip on the mudguard, so I have put this silver strip to enhance the look, okay. So it looks neat. Look how beautiful it looks. And same I have done for the rear end. Now the rear end I like very much, it's very sporty, so I kind of like the X strip on the main headlamp and also on the rear one. You will not see anybody doing it on the rear. So I have done it, okay. For the time being I had put one DB killer, but it fell off somewhere, so that's okay. The stock sound is very good. And this whole bike almost comes around at 2 to 2.10 lakhs, which is a deal, okay, which is a very good value for money proposition. So that's why it is selling like hotcakes in the market. You get a agile bullet, okay, which is good to maneuver in the city. Also on the highway, people think that it cannot cruise at highway. No, that's a wrong notion, because I have been going on rides, and I think for 200 to 300 kilometers I have ridden it for 100 kilometers at around 110 kilometers per hour full speed, top speed. The top speed is I think 120, but 110 it can do easily. It can continue going in that speed. There is not too much of vibration on the foot peg or on the handle, so you are fine like the old bullets, okay. But 90 to 100 is a very speed spot. 80 to 100 I will say it's like very speed spot. So and in the city 70 to 80 is even more relaxed, what you can say. So all in all, a very good motorcycle, enthusiast motorcycle. I did a little bit of off-road also, even though the ground clearance is less. The ground clearance is less due to the silencer, okay. The silencer sits even below this crash plate on the other side. So when you go over a bump like that, okay, you go, so then it hits on the silencer. But silencer is very tough, because I have hit 2-3 times. Once I even hit my bash plate while doing off-roading, but that doesn't make any difference to the bike. So this is all metal, with some little bit plastic bits here and there. So this is a very good option for anybody who wants to take a Royal Enfield. Now the other thing, in the market when you go at this price, you have two other bikes. One is the Ronin and the other is the pulsar400Z. Pulsar400Z, which is having the 373cc engine from the Dominar. It is not doing very well in the market, just selling 1300 units, because Pulsar at the same price, a Pulsar is priced more than a Royal Enfield, then people will obviously go for the branded Royal Enfield. And that too, this one has more metal than that, even though it is slower, but not that slow, okay. So people think that this is slow bike. It's not a slow bike. Only thing, you need to be able to control when it is at high speed because of its weight. And due to its weight, it is very stable. You can check any undulations that come suddenly, or any off-road patch, or even gravel or sand comes, it will not get unbalanced that quickly. That's for, I can say, you can even stand on it and ride. That's the most plus point. You get a rough patch, you just stand over the bike, it goes flawlessly. So in the traffic, it can even compete with the 650, because 650s are bulky. So the benefit of this bike is it is having a very short silencer here. So maneuverability is very good. Either in the tight spaces, it can go like anything. You can check out my video. Even when it jumps on a incline, it is very stable. It will not go here and there. It will not get unbalanced. So I highly recommend Hunter to anybody looking to foray into the bullet space. But yes, don't expect a very KTM like performance. Even though it is very fast, it can compete with KTM 250 till 100 km/h in the city, okay, because of its high low end torque. The torque is around 23 Nm. You can get right from the beginning, right from the start. So that's what gives it the character. That's what the long stroke engine gives it the character. So it is a very different machine from a KTM or a Ronin, okay, who has smaller engines and they want to put out more power that is more on the higher range. But at the low end of the spectrum, the pull that you get from this is a truly an experience. So that's why people love the Bullet. Okay, thank you. The thing that I highly recommend is every 5,000 kilometers, okay, every 10,000 kilometers there is an oil change, but every 5,000 kilometers you get it topped up. Okay, change the clutch cable and both the pads at every 5,000 kilometers. The front one might last till 10,000 kilometers, but don't take a chance. If they run out, just replace them. Depends on of your usage. Mine is a heavy usage, so I replace my pads every 5,000 kilometers. The other thing is that at 20,000 kilometers you have to replace the spark plug, okay, and at 20,000 kilometers you have to replace the fork oil and the disc brake oil. So read your service manual properly and do the recommended changes or replacements on time. Then your bike will run properly to its maximum extent possible. At 20,000 there is a tappet adjustment which was not done, but it's fine. I got it checked at the 25,000 kilometers service. They said we will do it. It is not that bad, okay, but yeah, you need adjustment from time to time. You need to check and adjust. Okay, thank you.